What's good, everybody? Remember 17 here. Today we're going to be using Dern. Now she's obviously coming off of a loss this weekend to Jianan. Obviously she's not in this game, so we're going to have to only rock with Dern. And I had to, kind of hinted in my community post with Dern what had gone wrong with this guy here. Okay, I guess he's there. Spinning shit. Cool. What had gone wrong with Dern now is it seems like at this point she says something along the lines where I'm still learning on the job. That's not something you want to hear from a professional fighter. About she's about what, a good 7 fights into her career in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. A little bit of again stack there, and she's still saying that she's still learning on the job. It seems to me, I know she trains out of what, RVCA or something like that, the same gym as Cheeto Vera and Bisping. Wish I would have got that clinch. But it seems like still for her, the game is just, alright, I just need this one takedown, this one clinch attempt. And to her credit, when she did get on Dern, on Jan, round 2, fucking, the control was fucking incredible. Couldn't get any subs, and that was credit to Jan. That's a character that's like, alright, she's going to probably have like an 87 bottom game, but she'll probably have a nutty submission defense. We're going to pull guard. Alright. But you can saw with one of the issues when it comes to being a grappler is that sometimes a lot of our attempts in MMA tend to be pretty linear. We're going to get the sweep here. So when you're just kind of, once you frame and post on the shoulders and you're able to circle around your opponent, and then also intercept them with strikes too. And when your opponent's strikes are very telegraphed, like Dern's were for the most part, and they're not really disguised behind any feints, any tactical closing of distance, just kind of trying to bull rush in there and force exchange to happen. She did get some hip tosses. You're relying on just one aspect of your game to win you the entire of your fights, and that should get better whether you're in the men's division or women's division. That's just not going to work against the upper echelon. You have like that 1 out of 10 chance of it working. Every other chance, I think this is her second 5-round fight where she's ended up losing due to a striker that knows her distance management and knows just enough with engagements in the clinch. So Dern, with Dern, as we're using her right now, I've said this in my last Dern showcase that we're just kind of using subs to kind of move to position or just getting comfortable in the guard. This motherfucker stands up. Alright, cool. On the feet, we try to keep the shots a little bit short because she doesn't have the boxing combinations, obviously. And one thing you can play off of is you can see with this Zhang what she's doing. She's constantly low blocking, right? Now I don't have a better chin. It's a bail. Gonna get the pulled swoop to mount. But anywho, I'm not gonna have a better chin, so I can't really stay in extended exchanges with Zhang unless her health is really low. But I can just keep landing short shots, and we're gonna take that round. And I feel like if they build her striking to garner a little bit more respect from her opponents and have it be a little bit more fluid on her entry, she needs, her jiu-jitsu is great, but her wrestling in itself, outside of like the hip toss, like her actual wrestling in itself needs a lot of work. It's a lot of brute forcing, trying to force these takedowns. Not a lot of technical work. It's just, alright, if I can get my hands here, I can try to probably force her to get her down. Not a lot of stuff with regards to head position or disabling, like, getting wrist control against the cage and then using that as a way to shuck it by and getting him back control there, or she'd be absolutely phenomenal. And to her credit, I don't know, that she got really close to pulling off like a Hail Mary submission in that fight. Gonna shoot. They fucking sprawl. But yeah, you can't just rely on Hail Mary subs to win at a professional level. It's like in wrestling, somebody who's only good at lat drops, like, yeah, that motherfucker could probably pin everybody, but he'll probably get pinned himself trying it when somebody tries to counter. Get back into guard.
At transitions and movement, her ability is unmatched.
Every single time, he's landing short shots and then saying, "Fuck that, we're getting up." This Zhang, if she crowded me, believe it or not, if she crowded me and threw a lot more combinations, especially a lot of uppercuts to intercept and stop takedown attempts or clinch attempts and whatnot, she would have a lot more success. But we're gonna try and back her up against. Yeah, she's doing it to herself. We'll back her up. Are they just kind of waiting? I'm gonna fucking shoot. I don't know what that was. It's like they froze, or they're like, what is he gonna do? What's he gonna do? They just kind of mentally froze there.
It's unbelievable the variety.
But yeah, Dern, she doesn't have any wins by knockout. Her 7 out of her 12 wins, I believe, are by submission. We're gonna try to get a sub. She won her last fight against Tisha Torres by split, although many didn't think that she won that. So now, and she lost to, I think it was Marina Rodriguez in the main event, and she lost pretty. It was fight of the night, I was pretty sure, but lost that pretty short. And I think Amanda Ribas was like one of her losses as well, her first loss. It's just really, really tough for her to get to where she needs to be. If her wrestling doesn't have a viable threat alongside her striking. I think a good thing they could do for her, watch somebody like Volkanovski, not just for his like ability to get the fight to the clinch. Oh, we can go for the armbar here. Oh no, you went to side control? That's Kimura. That's Kimura. You just wasted your stamp. That's easy, Kimura. Yeah, we're gonna get this. But anywho, look at somebody like Volkanovski, right? Like his one motion will threaten off like 3 things from the same side, where it's just lead leg kick, jab, or lead hook over the top, or he can actually a 4th thing, his cross or his rear leg kick too, and it's just disguised by subtle threats. And I think that Dern, for her striking, she doesn't have to be a world-class kickboxer, but she needs to improve on her fundamentals to the point where then she can now transition to her takedown attempts or get into these brief clinch exchanges, like, you know, throwing a cross, then a lead hook under, and then ducking underneath your opponent's strike to try to, you know, force an over under, get into the back kick, or positions that favor you in the fight. Because once your opponent recognizes that your striking is very linear, they're like, all right, I just got to keep angling out. If they know that your game is just backing up to the cage, they just have to make sure that they're very disciplined in their footwork, and they don't just, you know, mentally make an error and cost themselves position in defending you. And we saw that with Yan. Like, when she was in good position, she was able to frame off Mackenzie's head and stop her takedowns. He also has some crazy good flexibility. So yeah, was able to defend a pretty high good single. But this is just a short showcase. Got plenty more this week. I'm pretty sure this weekend is Alexa Grasso and Vivian Araujo. Hopefully I can get those up later by Thursday, Friday. Last night, I was able to stream some fights with Zive, so if you haven't checked that out, check those out. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. And yeah, Rare 17. Like, share, subscribe if you already haven't. I'm out of here.